So, this is a channel about self advice. Basically, it is advice that I give to myself, but feel free to take it. Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that I collect nuggets of wisdom, pieces of advice that I learn as I go about my day every day, and I try to document them so that I may remember them. You know, our minds are like sieves. They're like buckets with holes. No matter how hard you try to remember something, you are going to fool yourself if you think you will remember it at the time when you need to use it. And that is why I am an advocate of trying to document stuff, because when you need to use something, you will have forgotten it. But if you documented it, then you know where to find it and use it. Now, today I want to share two pieces of advice that I think are underrated. So two things that I think are underrated. And if you are one of those people who underrate these things, these two things, who think these two things are not valuable, then you're doing that at your own peril. So number one is copying. You know, I would go so far as to say that original ideas are gone. What do I mean by that? Well, unless you're a genius, let's face it, most of us are not geniuses. You don't have an Einstein level of understanding of how the world works. So chances of you producing an original idea are very slim. And me as well, I am not a genius, but what we can take advantage of is to copy things that already work and try to incorporate them in our world and try to use them. So I think that a lot of people think copying is a waste of time, but I would say that copying is one of those superpowers that a lot of people undervalue and underrate. But if you copy a lot of the stuff that is working in other people's world and try to put it in your world, you will be amazed at how much progress you will make. So copying, guys, it is very important to copy things that work and try to use them in your own world. Never try to reinvent the wheel. It will take you more time, more resources, and if you don't have the fortitude or the motivation, you might give up. So feel free to take what is working out there, try to refurbish it, try to add a little bit of you to it so that, it is unique to your world, and try to use it for your advantage. The second thing that a lot of people undervalue is consistency. Now, consistency is one of those things that a lot of people cannot do because it is difficult. But I think a lot of people dismiss it because they think it is not valuable. Now, I think it was Bruce Lee who said that I do not fear a person who has practiced 1,000 kicks. I fear a person who has practiced one kick 1,000 times. That encapsulates consistency, because if you do one thing over and over, what that means is that you try to figure out patterns. And when you see those patterns, you realize that if I tweak this bit, I might produce a better result. If I tweak this other thing, I might produce a better result. So by doing something over and over consistently, you begin to notice where you fall short and try to improve on that. And when you improve on that thing, you are going to be a master. And being a master is what pays. You don't want to be an amateur in this world. So try as much as you can to do one thing consistently over and over until you gain the level of mastery that you need for people to recognize you as a person who knows that thing very well. That is going to pay off. So these two things, don't underrate them, don't undervalue them. Copy stuff that works and try to incorporate them into your world. Be consistent in whatever you do, especially the things that matter. Don't try to do something today and then slack off tomorrow, because that destroys the streak. And usually when people try to do one thing, maybe for 2 days, and then the third day they decide to take a break, it is very difficult for them to start again on the fourth day, because when you break that streak, you might as well just stop. For a lot of people, it's like, I have already broken this streak, so it's as good as starting from zero, so I might as well just stop. Don't do that. Try as much as you can to do one thing over and over. And trust me, when you gain that mastery, people are going to pay attention to you, and people are going to pay you to do that thing, because they know that you've mastered that thing, and you're going to do a good job. So copying and be consistent are my pieces of advice for today. I will see you next time, but please, as I say goodbye, try to subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot. Like this video if it made sense for you. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll try to release these videos as often as I can, but I will guarantee you that every week there will be a new video on this channel talking about a new piece of advice that I have learned in the day. So that is it. Goodbye and stay blessed.